If you have OCD, then this is something you'll want to know. It's the OCD cycle. The OCD cycle and being able to understand it is going to help you take your life back from OCD. First thing that starts is you have your obsessions. Obsessions are intrusive thoughts, images, urges that create distress for you. This could look something like, what if I left the stove on? What if I hit someone on my way home from work? What if my hands aren't clean enough and I get sick? All of these fears essentially set off an alarm in your brain, and that anxiety comes in. And what does your brain want to do with that? It wants to fix it. And that's what pulls you into this OCD cycle even more, is that in order to remove this distress, and I like to say distress because it's not always anxiety. So when this distress is heightened and triggered by the obsession, you then want to fix it to remove that distress. When you try to go fix it, this could look like checking the stove again, mentally reviewing what may have happened in the past in your memory, body scanning, and engaging in this would be known as your compulsion. So a compulsion is any mental or physical act you engage in to remove the distress brought on from the obsession. And there's your cycle. You then have this brief relief from doing the compulsion. And so it looks like you have your obsession. That distress is triggered. You engage in the compulsion to feel better and you have relief. Well, what did you just teach your brain from this? Well, that's that if I engage in this compulsion, we are safe. That in fact, there was true danger, that because you engage with the worry and because you felt better, you should keep doing it. You should continue to veer this thought. And so it just reinforces the cycle. There's more to that. Essentially, when you engage with this, the OCD wants more. One time isn't enough. So what felt like just a one quick check becomes hours and hours of your day of engaging in OCD. And essentially OCD just takes that life from you. It becomes hard to go through your day without OCD setting off these alarms and trying to get you to fix it and engage. So how do we break this cycle? Well, we use exposure and response prevention therapy, also known as ERP. And what's ERP? Well, we look at exposing you to the trigger. So what it was that brought forward that obsession, and that anxiety will absolutely come in. But instead of engaging in a mental or physical act known as your compulsion, you sit in that anxiety. I know that sounds really scary, right? But guess what? What comes up must eventually come down. And so that means when you're triggered and sitting in that fear and your brain is screaming, fix me, you're going to sit there and that anxiety is going to naturally come down. And that's where you get all of this amazing learning. That learning that's going to help you recognize, we didn't need this compulsion or the fear didn't happen. And that's kind of where that start is with the ERP and what we want to be looking at. So if you want to learn more about ERP and understanding that OCD cycle, certainly reach out to us at OCD Wellness.